What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is White Gamer. Happy Friday to everyone. And today I wanted to make a video talking about the matchmaking and the server. They both go hand in hand. So we're almost 2 months into the FC 26 cycle. And man, this year the matchmaking and the server have been complete mess, guys. So I want to go over some of the issues that you guys are having and some of the issues that I'm also having. And hopefully someone from EA sees this and can sort out the matchmaking and the server issues in clubs and just in general within the game, not just clubs, but we're going to specifically focus on clubs. The first thing is, guys, getting put into the wrong server. Now, I know a lot of people that have been having this issue where they have high ping, and one of the main reasons for having high ping is because the game puts you in a different server. So if you guys didn't know, each major city has an EA server, and what the game does is tries to put you to the nearby server, but for a lot of people they don't even get put by the nearby server. They get put in a different server and then they put their ping at 200. This screenshot that I took, I don't even know what server I was on. I normally play on NA or EU, but when I play on EU, I'm not even on 200 ping. So in this game, we were on 200 ping for 2 consecutive games, and that had to do with the game just putting us on a different server. God knows what server I was getting put on. Now, there is a list of where the servers are located for FC 26 or just FC in general. I'm going to show you guys this really quick so you guys have an idea where they're located. I'm actually going to leave a link so you guys can go over it. But for example, I know most of you guys are from Europe. Here are some of the major cities that have server. So if you don't live near any of these cities or from the city, you're most likely going to get high ping. If we look at, where is NA? NA right here. There's not that many servers located in NA. Here's another example. I will leave a link to this so you guys can look at it, depending on where you live. But yeah, guys, this year the server or the high ping have been really bad, and the matchmaking has been really bad when it comes to getting put on your server, whether you're playing divisions, whether you're playing rush or drop-ins. This happens to me mostly when I'm playing rush and drop-ins, where I get put on EU server a lot, or even West Coast server from time to time. The next thing is, guys, getting kicked out. Now, getting kicked out has always been a thing. Randomly getting kicked out of the game. It doesn't matter how good your internet is, but the game will just randomly kick you out. And if you're playing with a two-man squad, if one of your players get kicked out, that's an automatic loss. And that has to do, guys, with the server. Sometimes EA does things behind the scene. Not a server maintenance, but they do certain little small things behind the scene that could cause a disconnection from your match. And that could be very frustrating, like I mentioned, especially if you're running with a two-man squad or even a three-man squad and you need that other player to help you out. Now, this brings me to my other point. It's been a week now. EA did a 7 to 8 hour server maintenance last week Friday, and they didn't even talk about what the server maintenance was. And the servers still feel the same to me. Servers still aren't very stable. Some of my teammates get kicked out. Sometimes some of my teammates can't get into the game, and I'm sure some of you guys are having the same issues. So it's kind of weird when EA does these server maintenance, especially when it's for 8-9 hours, the server maintenance, and they don't talk about nothing regarding the server maintenance that they did, which I always found that very, very odd. The next thing is, guys, not finding games. It's so weird because, okay, right now it's late at night, so there's like almost 200,000 people, but this is still a lot of people on right now at night on a Friday night. It'll be a little bit more probably, during the early days, but guys, it's kind of weird sometimes not being able to find games, especially when you're doing rush or drop-ins, because that's usually the game mode that most people are playing. I understand, if you're in Elite Division and you're playing late at night, it is a little bit harder because there is matchmaking, skill-based matchmaking in the higher divisions, and I get that, but it's kind of weird not finding matches when there's over 200,000 people on at the same time. So I've always found that weird. The matchmaking sometimes takes too long. And then, guys, our other thing is the matchmaking settings from the lobby. I think this needs a complete revamp because it's actually kind of confusing. Let me get into the lineup real quick. It's actually kind of confusing because if we look at the match settings and we go to best match my team size. Now, This is what it says. Only match with a club that matches or is greater than your player count. So you want to have this off, ideally. So if you're playing with 2 or 3 players, you want to have it off, guys, because if you have it on like we do, it's gonna match you with with more players than normal. I'm pretty sure that's how I'm interpreting. I could be wrong, but they need to like revamp this thing, this match team size, because I think it's broken. I don't think it works properly how it's supposed to. I remember back in the old FIFAs, when you had it on, I think it would just match up with 2 or 3 players. This is an example. If you have 2 or 3 players, it'll match up against 2 or 3 players from the other team. This year, guys, and even previous years, guys, especially those that only have 2 or 3 players, they're getting matched up against players with 7 or 8 players in a team, and that's a huge, huge disadvantage. I don't care how good you are. When a team has more than 5, 6, 7 more players than what you have, you're still at a disadvantage, guys. Doesn't matter how good you are. Now, this actually happened to us the other day. We were playing in some random club. It was 4 of us, and we came up against a full 11, guys. That's a huge disadvantage. Very huge disadvantage. So I've always found that weird that EA, or at least make this more clear, the match my team size, because I think it's confusing, and I don't think it works properly as it should or as it did in the past. Now, guys, we did run a poll on the channel, so thank you guys for those that voted. Appreciate you guys always voting in these polls that we do. Do you like the matchmaking slash servers in pro clubs? 20% said yes. Fair play to you. I guess you never gotten disconnected from a game or a match, or none of your teammates got disconnected. 80% said no. So the majority of the people don't like the matchmaking slash the server. I also want to go over some of the comments you guys said. The main issue is how matches with other team sizes. We are constantly going up against 9+ players when there's only 3 of us. It's so stupid. This is literally what we were talking about. How, you have 2 or 3 players and you come up against a team that has more than 8 players. You're at a huge disadvantage when you're, running with a little bit of players in your squad. The team settings on and off for pro clubs should be maximum players, not minimum players. See, this is good. I agree with that, because in that setting that we were looking at, I think it was maximum players. I could be wrong. The thing is too that they're not very descriptive of what they mean by the team settings in the lobby. If I want to duo queue with my mate, I don't want to be constantly facing 5+ teams. I agree with you. Now a 2-man team can find an 8-man team. I missed the old dropping system. Okay, that has nothing to do with matchmaking. Okay, yeah, this actually does. It's hard to find teammates to drop in. This is what I was talking about, especially when there's a lot of people on. But again, it also depends on what server you are on. Some servers are going to have less people playing compared to EU, NA. I think those are like the biggest server, if I'm being honest. People are always getting play on 80 to 100 ms ping because they're on distant server. That's what we were talking about, guys. The server, sometimes it doesn't put you near a nearby server. The game will put you a far distant server. This person said ping is so inconsistent. Sometimes I'm with 30 ping, but other times 160 ping. Yeah, I've seen a lot of you guys say that to me when I'm streaming, that some of you guys will get put in normal ping, and then in another game you get put in a ping higher than that. That's because the game is putting you in a different ping. Let's look at one more. Playing 95%, 2 or 3 players, and they're coming up against 7 to 8 players. So that seems to be like one of the biggest issues, guys, that some of you guys, or not some of you, a lot of you guys are getting faced against teams with way more players than what you guys have. And like I said, it's a disadvantage. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to go over the matchmaking in the server this year. It's been very, very bad. Hopefully someone from EA sees this and sort it out, because I'll never forget in the summer during the pitch snow, they said that this year the servers were going to be much better, and it has not been. And we've gotten already a couple server maintenance, and it hasn't really done much, if I'm being honest. But other than that, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.